people watching for like some technical advice because I get the worst DMs ever. It'll be like, "Hey man, nice to connect," and they're like, "Well, my course." It's like, no. Like, what is your advice to someone who wants to set appointments in the DMs?
Yeah, I'll walk you through that. So I mean, I get them every day. Like, "Hey Tanner, I'm not trying to sell you," and then they say, I'm like, "Bro, like, why? It's so weird." So first off is obviously make sure it's a good fit, the avatar. So let's do a fitness example because that was like my bread and butter. So what I did too is people would always say, "Well, Tanner, I don't have a following. I can't get any sales." I said, "That's not hard." You go on Instagram, for example, and I would type in fit mom or fit dad. 29, 30 million results come up. Then what I do is I would go as fast as I could. When I say fast, people are like this. I'm like, that is not fast. I'm talking like this. Like almost you're trying to find a message in your DMs. And I would look for someone who was overweight. The second they're overweight, I'd stop, click, I go to their profile, and then I just see, do they look like a fit, right? If they're like Beachbody Coach, I'm like, okay, like they think they're a coach, they're probably not going to buy my stuff. Yeah. But let's say it's just like, it looks like a dad who makes decent money. He's got a family, like cool. So then what I do is I always send something that was relatable. And remember, they're not getting DM'd a lot because Facebook groups usually get slaughtered, right? But if you have 30 million posts on a hashtag, I guarantee you they haven't gotten DM. So two advantages. So I'd reach out and say, "Hey dude, hope this isn't weird to say, but you got super cute kids. I'm from a family of 7. Just had to let you know, LOL." And remember, I'm setting it text form. So no long paragraphs. It's like da-da-da, send, da-da-da, send. So it looks very natural. Yeah. Almost always, right? If I talk about their kids or car, what do they say? Thanks. "Oh, thanks so much, dude. Yeah, it's no problem." A rule of thumb is anytime you are about to say something rude or racist, just say, "I'm not trying to be racist." You can do it, right? I'm not actually saying that. But you can. Like, people do it all the time. "I'm not trying to be racist." And then they say something like, "Dude, that was like extremely racist," right? Or rude. And then what I would do from there is like, "Yeah, no problem. So what do you do for work?" And they're usually like, "I do this." And then I would say, "Does it keep you busy?" And keep in mind, I've reverse engineered this to get them exactly where I want to go. And a lot of people who do DMs, they have no plan. They're just like, "Well, I'm just going to see what happens." That's a terrible plan. So they always say, "I'm busy," because no one wants to say I'm lazy. And then from there, I go, "Got it. Does that make it hard to work out?" And boom, I'm in the pitch. Like, and they don't even know it because if we're at a bar, I'm like, "Yeah, dude, so what do you do for work?" You're like, "Yeah, I do, automobiles and stuff." Like, does it keep you busy? You're like, "Yeah." Like, so I'm curious, like, does that make it kind of hard to work out and stuff? And you think it's like, most people, natural. They don't even feel it. It feels very natural. Yeah. And then from there, they're like, "Yeah, I kind of am." Because a lot of these people, they're already overweight, right? So I say, "Got it. So, like, what's your goal?" "I want to do this." "What's your struggle? What have you tried? Have you ever had a coach?" And then I go, "Well, dude, look, like, I know this is kind of out of the blue, but I do this fitness stuff all day long. If you want, I'm happy to give you some free advice, but like, no pressure. I reached out to you, etc." Something like that. And they almost always like, "Dude, that would be so helpful." And I go, "Great. Well, look, instead of typing out 10,000 more messages, LOL, if you're cool, I can just give you a quick call for 10 minutes and run it by you. Here's my number. What's yours?" And dude, almost always they give me the number. I call and I do a set call, right? Yeah. So anyone who's listening, like on the podcast, a set call, I just ask the same questions basically. Yep. Build rapport. What's your goal? What have you tried? And then here was the cool part is I go, "Cool. So sounds like I could help you, but I need some more specific information, like your weight, your age, food preferences." I didn't care, but that's what I would say. "So I'm going to send you an email, answer that, and then we'll get on another call." And the email was my application. So in the email, I have all that stuff. And then there's 2 questions I cared about. One was like, I'm in the business of teaching people how, to do this for the rest of their life. And like, you'll never have to hire a coach again. So with that being said, are you emotionally, physically, and mentally able to invest in yourself? Yep. And then it was like a scale 1 to 10. And if they answer that correctly, I'd set up a call, which was the sales call, right? Mm-hmm. And if it wasn't, then I would reach out and say, "Hey, I saw this." And the funny part is you think people don't like know it's a sales call, but it's like once you did that, everyone like they kind of know what's going on. They're like, "Yeah." So you get on the sales call and I would close them. And so the only caveat I would say to that is if you're in a business where like, let's say you help business coaches, just because someone's overweight doesn't mean they need your help, right? Like that's totally different. But if you can just look for like similarities or hashtags, I was doing cold DMs. I was doing $50,000 a month just doing that. Wow. Now, it takes more time because you got to find the prospect, send the DM, respond. It takes longer. But I was spending 0 on ad spend, so it was 100% profit.
So it sounds like your advice is not to be as trigger happy as some of the other people that Christian was talking about.
Yeah,
well, no, just to be a real person, not like
conversational. Well, yeah, like you can't just start. I mean, think about it.
Hey, if I can help you lose 20 pounds in the next day.
Right. I mean, but the irony is people know this, but for whatever reason, like social media makes them dumb. It's like you don't go up to a girl at a bar very often. I mean, maybe it happens sometimes, but like, hey,
let's
like,
go home.
Yeah, you want to come home with me right now? I mean, maybe on New Year's or maybe like a special
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, like I mean, I remember one time at New Year's, like I was with a group and there was this girl actually going around. You could see her going up to guys. I was like, I wonder what she's asking. She came. She's like, "Do you have a girlfriend?" And my girlfriend at the time was like right there. And I was like, yeah, I do. And you see her get super pissed. And then she's like, okay, goes to the next guy.
Jesus.
But that's very rare. And so I think when people like are in the DMs and they're like, hey, can I pitch you? It's just weird. It's like, bro, like, I don't even know who you are. Especially like the ones I get the most are the sales reps.
Yeah.
They're like, Tanner, are you looking for more sales guys? I'm like, dude, like, yeah, but like maybe send me a call you recorded or something. Like if I was trying to work with you guys and let's say maybe I was a video editor, this is the funniest part. They'll send me a message telling me how good they are at video editing. I'm like, okay, how about you just send me a video of you that's good, and then that will actually be better than you asking me to edit a video. Yeah. Or just send me the work that's done. Like, hey, take some of my content, edit it, and send it to me.
You go to their page, there's like no
or
post.
send me your best work. You know, so yeah, to answer that question, that's really all it was. But I will say as a caveat that door-to-door sales, if you want to learn sales, take 3 months of your life, go do it for 3 months, and I promise you that will infinitely scale your business.
Yeah.
Because the biggest issue with clients I have is they're not good at sales. The clients who do the best, they always have sales backgrounds because it's easier to teach the strategy that way because they understand kind of nuances, right? It's hard. It's hard with someone doesn't know that they're saying weird stuff to kind of teach them. Like, why is that weird? You're like, well, it just is. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you. It's kind of weird. So
It's just like social awareness and being able to converse with somebody.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this short clip, check out the full interview here. And if you want to see more clips from this episode, check it out right here.